The Library of Congress is the world's largest library, home to over 155 million books, recordings, maps, and most recently, your tweets. Robert Dizard, Deputy Librarian of Congress, joins us to explain this new archiving process. Mr. Dizard, explain to us how this project got started and when it began.
In 2010, Twitter approached the library and offered us their archive of tweets at that time, which was between 2006 and 2010. There were about 21 billion tweets in the archive at that time. We accepted that archive, and part of the offer was also to allow us to keep receiving tweets on a daily basis. So that 2006 to 10 archive, which was about 20 billion tweets, now we get in that same amount in a little over a month, each month.
And so how does that archiving process, explain from beginning to end how that works?
Well, each day we receive tweets from an intermediary, which receives them from Twitter. So what we're doing now is bringing them in. We bring them in time segments in chronological order, and we're bringing them in and just bringing them into a stable preservation and storage environment. And that's what we're doing now. We're working on providing access to the tweets as well.
And so how are they archived? Are they categorized? Are they saved in a certain way so that people later can come in and search them, or how does that work?
Well, that's the big challenge for us now. We're receiving them in raw, and with each tweet, there is obviously the 140 or less characters, but there's much more metadata that comes in with each tweet. Time it was tweeted, who tweeted it, information about the author, and if there's geolocation and the like. So we're getting those in now. The challenge for us is to index those tweets so that they can be searchable. And that is the big challenge, and we're right now starting to index the 2006 to 10 archive.
And will these be available to the public? Can anybody look for these tweets, look through them?
Right, these will be available in our reading rooms here at the library.
And explain to us why a tweet from an average citizen about what they ate for breakfast. Why would that be important to save?
Well, we get that question, and the Library of Congress is Congress's library, but we're also the library that acquires and preserves the creative and historical record of the United States. So when you look at a collection like Twitter, it will be valuable both in terms of seeing how societies as a whole are reacting to events and life in general, but it also will be valuable in terms of individuals' records of what they have published on Twitter. So we hold this record of the historical record so people can come into the library and learn from it. And the creative record is here so it can spark additional creativity. So in a lot of ways, Twitter will offer insights to society and to individuals. And a lot of people now, when they want to learn about somebody, I'm about to meet this person, they do a search, that Twitter comes up, you find out an awful lot about what that person's interests are. And, yeah.
And so, and what about the privacy part of that? You know, some people have private Twitter accounts. Are you allowed to archive things like that then?
No, we are only archiving public tweets. So these are things that people have, in essence, published on the web. And we also intend to honor deletes, so that we're going through the process of indexing the tweets now. We will also then run a delete file. We'll have to index the deletes and run that against the full archive and not serve those deletes. So that's our policy at this point.
How many tweets have you guys captured so
far?
Okay,
right, as of today, we're just short of 320 billion tweets. We get in, the last day that we took in was about 480 million for the day. Wow. This year we average about 450 million a day. Just because of the sheer volume, even of the smaller archive, it's going to take us months to index tweet by tweet by tweet by tweet. Right. So we hope to have that 6 to 10 archive ready and available in our reading rooms in the spring.